In the late 1500s, long before the United States existed, long before the Declaration of Independence, and even before Jamestown became the first permanent English settlement, there was another colony, a colony that vanished without a trace. They called it the Roanoke Colony. It was meant to be England's first successful foothold in the New World, a place that would plant the seeds of empire on the coast of what is now North Carolina. But what it became was something much darker, a ghost story, a chilling warning carved into a tree, a name that has echoed through American history for over 400 years, Croatoan. This is the story of the lost colony of Roanoke, a real historical mystery with no clear answers, no survivors, no bodies, just shadows, and it all started with a dream and a mistake. In 1584, Queen Elizabeth I of England gave a charter to Sir Walter Raleigh. She wanted England to expand its reach, to compete with Spain, and to colonize parts of the New World. Raleigh, ambitious and eager, sent explorers across the Atlantic. They landed on an island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. They called it Roanoke. The first trip was just to explore. The English met the local Native American tribes. Some were friendly, others wary. The land looked fertile. There was potential. So Raleigh sent a second expedition to settle it. But this early colony didn't last. Harsh winters, food shortages, disease, and tense relations with the local tribes forced the colonists to abandon the settlement. They returned to England with tales of hardship and potential riches. Still, Raleigh wasn't ready to give up. In 1587, he tried again. This time he chose a man named John White to lead a new group of settlers, about 115 men, women, and children. These weren't just explorers or soldiers. They were families, people looking for a new life. They set sail across the Atlantic and reached Roanoke Island in July 1587. It was hot, humid, and unforgiving. The soil was sandy, fresh water was limited. The nearby tribes weren't as welcoming as before. Still, the settlers tried to rebuild. Among them was White's own daughter, Eleanor Dare. She gave birth to a baby girl just weeks after landing. Her name was Virginia Dare. She became the first English child born in the New World. Her birth was a symbol of hope, but the hope didn't last. As the summer dragged on, things got worse. Supplies ran low, the colony was isolated. White and the other settlers agreed. Someone had to return to England to bring back help. John White reluctantly sailed back across the ocean. He left behind his daughter, his granddaughter, and over 100 people, his entire colony. He promised to return quickly, but fate had other plans. Back in England, a war had broken out. The Spanish Armada was threatening England's coasts. Every available ship, including the one John White had hoped to use, was seized for war. White begged for help. For 3 long years, he tried to find a way back to Roanoke. Finally, in 1590, he returned. It was August. He arrived with hope. But what he found chilled him to the bone. The colony was gone. Not destroyed, not burned, not overgrown with weeds. Just empty. The houses had been dismantled, the fences taken down, tools and chests were gone. There were no signs of struggle, no bodies, no graves. Everything was eerily clean, as if the people had packed up and walked away together. But walked where? On a nearby tree, White found a word carved into the bark, Croatoan. Another tree nearby had only the letters CRO. White had left instructions with the colonists before he departed. If they were forced to leave, they should carve the name of their new location into a tree. If they were in danger, they should also carve a cross. There was no cross. Croatoan referred to a nearby island, now known as Hatteras Island. It was home to a friendly Native American tribe. White believed the colonists may have gone there, but he never got the chance to check. Storms forced his ship to turn back. Supplies were short. The crew refused to stay. John White left America, never to return. He never saw his daughter again, never met his granddaughter, and never learned what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. For centuries, historians and archaeologists have searched for answers. Some believe the colonists did go to Croatoan Island and merged with the Native American tribe there, that they adapted, survived, and simply became part of another culture. Others think they tried to return to England and were lost at sea. There's a darker theory, that they were attacked and killed by hostile tribes, or even enslaved and absorbed. But again, there are no remains, no solid evidence. The mystery deepened in the centuries that followed. In the 1600s, settlers in Jamestown heard rumors of fair-skinned Native Americans with gray eyes. Some claimed to have seen children who could speak broken English. There were even strange accounts of English-style buildings deep in the wilderness. But none of it was ever confirmed. In the 1800s and 1900s, archaeologists began excavating Roanoke Island and nearby areas. They found some broken tools, pottery, and weapons, but not enough to draw any firm conclusions. Modern technology has been used too: ground-penetrating radar, DNA analysis, and satellite imaging. Still, the answers remain just out of reach. One thing is certain: there is no known graveyard, no sign of mass death. The colonists disappeared without a single confirmed trace. Over the years, the name Croatoan has taken on a life of its own. It's been linked to other strange vanishings. In 1812, American author Edgar Allan Poe reportedly whispered the word Croatoan on his deathbed, just before he died in a delirious state. In 1888, a stagecoach robber named Ambrose Bierce disappeared in Mexico. The word Croatoan was allegedly found carved into the post of his room. In 1937, famed pilot Amelia Earhart vanished without a trace over the Pacific. A note with the word Croatoan was later found in her journal, though some say that part is myth. The word keeps showing up in strange places. It's become a symbol of unsolved disappearance, a lingering ghost of American history. But maybe the real horror of the Roanoke colony isn't supernatural. Maybe it's just the silence. Imagine it. Over 100 people, men, women, children, all alone in a hostile land, waiting for help that never came, watching the ocean every day, hoping for sails. Then, the realization sets in. No one is coming. Do they stay and starve? Do they try to survive by reaching out to nearby tribes? Did they march through swamps and forests, searching for shelter, only to vanish into the wilderness? The terror wasn't in the moment of disappearance. It was in the long days before it. The crying babies, the failing crops, the loneliness. And then, nothing. No record, no goodbye, no final message, just a word carved into a tree. To this day, no one knows what really happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. Despite new clues, the truth is buried under centuries of sand and speculation. Every year, people visit the island. They stand where the colonists once lived. They look at the trees, they listen to the wind, and they wonder, what happened here? Where did they go? Why did no one ever find them? Some say the land remembers, that the trees whisper their names, that if you walk the shores of Roanoke at night, you might still hear the faint cries of children. But maybe the real mystery isn't just what happened. It's how something so big, so human, could vanish so completely. No one saw them leave. No one saw them die. They simply disappeared. And all they left behind was a word: Croatoan.